Hi, good morning, everybody. So, I wish you have time to listen because this is about one part of our discussion. But before I begin my discussion, I would like to discuss first our content, standards, performance, competencies, and my objective for this morning. For today, one of my objective is for the learners to have understanding the basic concept and theories of management. And also for my performance standard, I want you to apply the theory of management concept in your businesses or in your daily life, although we are encountering COVID-19 for today. So one of my objective is to explain for you students the idea of managerial responsibility. Also, it includes the three main categories of management role, including the various skills of manager. So let's start. In our module, it was discussed that we have things to know. Okay, so it says that this module will impart your essential knowledge, skills, and competencies about roles and responsibility of a manager. Also, will be familiarized upon the different skills that a manager should possess according to his level of performance. And as we all know, the manager act as a link from the top management from translating approaches and goals into operational plans that drive the business. So in order for the business to run smoothly or to operate smoothly, we need to have a good manager. Okay, and there are lines and levels of manager. So we have the top management, middle level, and lower level manager. In order for you to be uh, successful, you have to ponder the following things. Number one, take time to read and understand the content of every page. Number two, you have to follow the directions strictly. Number three, you have to comply with all the given activities in the module. And then for number four, you have to apply the knowledge that you're going to learn in this module in answering the post-test and pre-test that you have provided. Number five, you have to enjoy your learning while you're on your own comfort zone while we are encountering COVID-19. Okay, so before we go on with our discussion, let me ask you about the following questions. Like for example, number one, the term manager refers to someone who. What do you think is the right answer? A. Owns and share the organization. B. Do plans, control, and leads and control and evaluate. C. Is a member of the company. And D. Divide employee in the company. Okay. Number two. So a manager is at blank determine goals and create strategy. Is it A, B, C, or D? Okay. Another question. It is a role for a manager that involves directly and influencing others. Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Or is it D? So the next question is, as a human resource department, Lucy is often required to participate in activities like inauguration of new branches or department or delivering a speech hosted by top management. What role is she likely playing? Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Or is it D? For the last question that I'm going to throw for you is, the following are all interpersonal skills of manager except, is it A, B, C, or D? Okay? So today, let's discuss our main topic and concept for discussion. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Alright. So, okay. Our topic is about management theory. So let's start the management theory in order for you guys to understand what's the really definition of management. So when we say management, these are theory that set for rules that guide the managers to manage organization. Fury are explanation to assist employee to effectively relate to the business goal and implement effective means to achieve the same. Meaning to say, it is very important for us to have a knowledge in management in order for us to rule the organization and in order for us to have an ample idea on how we're going to operate the organization. Next, we have the general management theories. And we have the following contributors for that. First, Frederick Taylor. Frederick Taylor is said to be the father of scientific management. One of his proposals is the theory of scientific management. Next, we have Henry Fayol. Henry Fayol is a thinker whose theory is all about administrative management theory. Next, we have Max Weber. Max Weber is our third thinker whose theory is all about bureaucratic theory of the management. And for the last one, we have Elton Mayo. Elton Mayo, whose theory is all about behavioral theory of management, or this is called the Hawthorne studies. So these are the following people or contributors in general management theory. Okay? For that, we are going to discuss the life and history of Frederick Taylor. Okay, so as I said before and a while ago, Frederick Taylor is the father of scientific management. Taylor's theory of scientific management aimed to improve economic efficiency, especially the labor productivity. Taylor had a simple view about motivating people at work, like salary or money. He felt that most workers should get fair pay for fair days' work, and that should be linked to the amount produced. Therefore, he introduced the differential peers rate system of paying wages for the workers. Okay, the history is like this. Okay, on the 17th century of I think April, okay, most people in England started to build manufacturing industries wherein people can work for 10 hours to 15 hours a day without getting any health benefits, without getting any house benefits, or even security benefits, or even work tenure. Okay. Also, before, no, the the owners of the company is not very particular about giving the right remuneration for their workers. Okay, so for example, no, magtatrabaho sila ng 15 hours pero ang bayad lang sa kanila ay 200 pesos a day. That was way back before the 17th century, because most proletariat before aims to profit and aims to produce product only. Taylor's differential please plan rate plan. Okay.
Running bill ngayong tumatakbo na ulit, 'di ba? Nag-renew na kasi cut-off ko is 24 eh. Ano na ngayon?
Sabi dito, if efficiency is less than the standard, then 120% of the normal piece rate. Then it is equals to 120% of the normal piece rate, or equals unit produced times the normal piece rate plus 1.20. This is the normal piece rate multiplied by the normal piece rate. Okay, this is how we're going to compute the efficiency. Okay, if it's less than the standard. But if it's greater than the standard, 80% of the normal, then it is considered as 80% of the normal piece rate. So the computation for that is equals the unit produced, o yung kung ilan yung na-produce mo, times the normal piece rate, okay, plus 0.80 times the normal piece rate. Okay, so this is just all the formula for the piece rate plan. Okay, So, for a principle of scientific management,
Salamat na
for
marami.
principle of scientific management are time and motion study, the interest and employers and the interest of employer and employee should be fully harmonized to secure mutual understanding between employer and employee. Number 3, you have to maintain and establish fair level of performance and pay premium of higher performance, meaning to say kapag may empleyado kayo dapat pantay-pantay ng sahod at na-evaluate yung kanilang performance level. Then, the teach and train and develop. Okay, so in the organization or the management, you have to teach, educate your employee in order for them to become efficient employee in the company. Okay, next we have Henry Fayol. Henry Fayol is the mother of modern management theory. One of his theory is all about the 14 principles of management, like division of work, discipline, authority, subordination of individual interests, remuneration. It's all about the wage, centralization. Okay, when we say centralization in the organization, there would always be one boss in the organization for communication purpose. And then order. Then we also have the equity, the initiative, the esprit de corps, stability of tenor, the unity of direction, scalar chain, and the unity of command. For Max Weber, so these are the theory of Henry Fayol. For Max Weber, we have the bureaucratic theory of management, wherein Weber made the distinction between the authority and power. Okay, when we say authority, these are the first-line manager. And when we say the power, these are the people who invested capital and money in the organization. Wherein Weber believed that power educes obedience through force as threat of force, which include individual to adheres the regulation. According to Max Weber, there are 3 types of power in the organization. We have the traditional power, the charismatic power. This is in terms of communication, in terms of how are you going to disseminate information with your co-employees. And then the bureaucratic power of or legal power. This is in terms of rules and regulations. So again, we have the 3 powers in the organization. Mainly, we have the traditional. We also have the what do you call this? The charismatic and the bureaucratic legal power. The features of bureaucracy is all about the division of labor. Okay, so in the organization, you have to have specific, job description para hindi magkalito-lito yung ginagawa ng mga tao. You have formal hierarchical structure, meaning to say in the organization it has divisions, no? Number 3, the selection based on technical expertise. You cannot hire people without these people is expert on this kind of job or so on. Number 4, the management rules. You have to build or you have to have your own rules and regulation in the departments or the industry that you are going to to engage with. And then for number 5, the written documents of all the rules and regulation that you wanted to impart. Number 6, only legal power is important. Okay, so the legal power is included in your contract, no? And then number 7, formal and impersonal relations. So this is all about leadership. Next thinker is Elton Mayo. Elton Mayo, a theory is all about behavioral management. Elton Mayo experiments show that increase in workers' productivity was produced by psychological stimulus, meaning to say people will become very motivated on how are they going to work. It is because it is already in their mind that they have to work. Huh? He said also that it is the product of psychological stimulus of being singled out involved. Meaning to say, if the person feels that he is involved with the company or she is one of the people in the company, he is motivated to do things out perfectly. Meaning to say, he will do the right thing and made to feel important. One of his study focused on the Horton effect. It can be summarized as employee will respond positively to any novel changes in work environment like better illuminations, clean workstation, relocating workstation, and etc. Employee are more productive because they know that they are being studied. Okay, if the employee feels that everybody is looking at her works, or everybody is focused in overseeing his or her, capabilities and skills, he will be motivated to do his task well. Or if the leaders or the organization managers will give this person the right compensation, this is what Horton's effect is. Most employees doing their best for that, ganun lang yon. So let's go back with your module, no. So we have the 3 basic managerial skills which we will discuss later on in our topic, no. Maybe next week after mahal na araw, pwede natin yang i-discuss. And that one, okay? So guys, I want you to do all of this, activity for module 1. Much better for you to have a better understanding about the topic that we are discussing. Okay, so the manager skills, roles, and the manager, we will discuss this later on after mahal na araw, no. So if you have questions and any clarifications or verification, you can message me directly, or you can message me in your group chat. Thank you, and hope to see you soon. Stay safe.